Hello, you're listening to Questport, a podcast where we make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. And just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
That's right. How are you, Tiffany?
Very caffeinated, so this episode's going to be weird.
Yeah, didn't we do that like one time? You were talking about how you're caffeinated and you came up with weird things?
It's usually what happens.
Or we kept bringing it up in the episode. It's just like, oh, the caffeine's talking.
Oh yeah, my mind likes to rabbit trail a lot when I've had a lot of caffeine, and yeah, I've had a lot of caffeine.
If you're going to drink it throughout the episode, by the end, you're going to be able to see the future.
Let's hope.
You see in the fourth dimension.
Or the something dimension that includes all the rabbit trails and squirrels you can imagine.
You'll be able to see string theory.
Ooh, strings are fun to play with.
You know what string theory is, right?
I'm aware of the term. I'm not smart enough to actually know much about string theory.
The only reason I'm bringing this up, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I only know surface level, but string theory is where it's theorized that atoms are made of strings that resonate at different frequencies. So they're smaller than atoms that basically resonate. Depending on how they resonate is like the different dimensions that can be observed.
Right. I have heard of this, just didn't put two and two together, I guess. So you're saying eventually I'm going to vibrate into another dimension?
No, I'm just saying that you'll be able to see it because of your highly caffeinated eyes. You'll see the individual strings that's smaller than a atom.
Gotcha. All right, I'll let you know if that happens.
Or you could see in different dimensions. I don't know which.
Or if I just look out the window at the sky, I can see those weird little worm things that always travel around through your vision.
Actually, funny enough, my theory on ghosts, because I don't really believe in ghosts being like spirits,
Gotcha.
is based off of string theory, where a ghost is merely just a being from a different dimension that we can't perceive, just resonating somewhat in which we could see them.
That's a good theory.
But hey, it's just a theory. A spirit theory. I don't know. Thanks for watching. I miss you, Matt Pat.
Oh my gosh, the weirdest thing is I don't actually get it. That was just funny to me.
You don't know game theory, film theory?
I never watched it, whatever it was.
That's a YouTube channel. Well, multiple channels.
Never watched it.
Oh my God.
I'm uncultured, you know this.
So there's a great guy named Matt Pat.
I've heard the name.
He started with game theory, where
Okay.
he would just go on to like talk about different topics within a game
Actually,
and uses like somewhat evidence of just pointing things out and saying, hey, this is, and he always ends with, but hey, it's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching.
okay, I have heard someone else quote that before.
It's pretty much a meme now.
Okay.
And then he quit YouTube, basically retired,
I mean,
which is sad.
if you're really successful on YouTube, retiring from it is,
He retired on a
goal.
high note.
yeah, that's how you do it. You retire on a high note. You don't retire when people are like, you need to retire, man. You're just burning out.
Or, through drama or controversy.
Right, yeah.
But
So
yeah, he
Props-
retired for to spend time with family and all that stuff.
props
He
to
has
those
a kid.
people who can retire from YouTube. That is amazing and fantastic
Yeah,
on a high note.
you never leave YouTube. You never leave content creating.
Right.
When that's your entire life, it's hard to leave.
Because I heard that PewDiePie, I just recently found out that PewDiePie retired.
Oh no, he's streaming. He's
streaming?
on Twitch.
Oh, well, he retired from YouTube
Yeah, he retired from
and
YouTube
now
a long
lives
time
in
ago.
Japan.
Yeah.
That's like the dream right there. That's fantastic. Props to him.
Actually, it's funny. To date the recording of this, he recently got into a controversy because he
Ooh.
says like there are a lot of obnoxious YouTubers in Japan. Japan is very they do a lot of things that's anti-tourist when it bothers their culture and all that stuff. So they're starting to do things that are to counteract like obnoxious YouTubers. And he's like, yeah, you guys are ruining this country. And then everyone's like, you're an obnoxious YouTuber too. Or they try to twist his words and all that stuff.
It was that comment that I saw that let me know he's living in Japan now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a difference between, in my opinion, there's a difference between like PewDiePie, who is a YouTuber living in Japan, and those people who really disrupt those tourists. It doesn't have to be just YouTubers, but they tend to do it because of clout.
No, tourists in general can be obnoxious. So shout out to anyone who plans to travel. Be nice to the environment. Don't mess with anything. Don't go against any regional rules or stuff like that. just, be nice to people.
Yeah.
Just be there to see the culture and don't ruin it.
And their culture might not be the same as yours.
Yes. And don't steal souvenirs. Like, don't just take something from the area, go to a souvenir shop and buy something. Don't take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, real quick, and then we will actually do our episode, I swear.
Yes.
I've heard rumors about people who, tourists that go to Chernobyl before the war,
Oh, no.
and they would take toys or rocks from there.
Oh, no.
And it's just like, that's the dumbest thing to do because they're highly radioactive.
Yes.
And they would take them home with them.
Oh, jeez. Please tell me they didn't give them to children.
I don't know what they did, or it's just like to put on the shelves like, hey, I got this from Chernobyl.
And then, oh, no, now I have cancer. Why?
And then 5 years down the road, it's like, oh, yeah, you have like skin cancer or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's your lesson right there. Don't
Don't be
take
stupid.
souvenirs. Yeah, and don't be stupid.
It boils down to don't be stupid.
Yes.
But anyways, let's actually do what we normally do.
Yes.
Instead of political talk,
I don't know what to call
current
it.
times talk. I don't know.
Chit chat.
Time to go into a
Banter.
fantasy world
Woo!
of imagination.
Yes.
You got dice.
Oh, I got them. 50.
Straight 50.
Straight 50.
Oh my God. We haven't done 50.
Woo! I thought for sure we had.
Yeah, I feel like we've done like all 50s. Get mid range. It's a long one. Yay. Amusement, please.
What?
My brother, the head writer of our musical comedy duo, is in a rut. He hasn't been writing any good jokes for a while, and I can't play backup to another lukewarm song like There's No Place Like Home. Need something hilarious and inspiring to jumpstart his creativity again. I'm taking him to the blank tavern tonight for drinks, and if you manage to orchestrate some weird and hilarious scene, I'll pay you 10 gold. Why is this just so outright?
Okay, we normally ignore the parentheses, but these ones I think are okay. It's, by the way, don't tell my pagey for this. Just say I owe you money or something. I don't care. Like, it's not specific. It doesn't.
Oh, that
set
doesn't
us up.
add anything.
And then there's a name at the end. It's Billy Doobie.
Oh, that's not in parentheses. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Billy
Yes.
trying
so,
to help out her brother, a bard.
Yep.
Also, it seems like she's a bard because she's the one singing.
Yeah. Okay. And we got to name the tavern. Okay, this is the Blind Ear Tavern.
Okay. Good
Callback.
callback. I forgot what episode that was from.
I think I have it written down somewhere. Maybe. Editing Brandon, please input here. I will tell you later.
I wrote down
You
like
wrote
I
down.
have a small notepad of just like funny shirt ideas
Nice.
or merch ideas.
I would love that shirt, honestly.
And I wrote down Blind Ear in, but I didn't write down what episode that was
Okay,
from.
Hold on. Let me go into my archives a little bit. It was episode 29, Party Starters. We Happy Maryville. And it was an inn, not a tavern.
Well, they're branching out.
It's a franchise. Anyway, so yeah. So the Blind Ear Tavern, which is funny because they need to write music, but the ears are blind.
It's a musical comedy. She wants her brother to be able to write something funny. That's the inspiration.
We need to find a name for the brother that goes with Doobie.
Scooby Dooby.
No.
Aw.
We need a guy's name.
Scooby's a
Brother.
guy's name.
Not Scooby. Rocco?
Rocco Doobie. Is Rocco having a modern life?
Oh man, that's a callback. Stop aging us, jeez.
We've already done that. If whoever's listening to this actually has listened to most of our other stuff, we've aged ourselves plenty of times.
Yeah, it's true. Andre.
Andre Doobie. Okay. I mean, I still don't know how we will add a twist to this
It's
because it's just, it's the players thinking of a funny skit to act like they're naturally doing it in front of him.
right. Something silly has to happen, and it's completely up to the players for this
It
one.
has to be at the tavern and it has to be up to the players. There's hardly anything for us to add.
Some weird and hilarious scene. No, that's just completely up to the players.
And it doesn't pay that much, so we can't make it like complex or
Right?
anything like that.
Okay, so What if the players can't think up something and they still show up to the bar? What if what they come up with just isn't that good? We could come up with a scene that happens anyway that could involve the players accidentally and they get the credit for it.
Okay. What are you thinking?
I'm trying. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, well, it kind of reminds me of a quest in Fallout that I know you don't play.
Okay.
Where in the game, there's like a radio station, a radio host who is very much timid and doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. You will actually pick up a quest where it's like, hey, we need him to have more self-confidence and all that stuff. And then you could hire a couple guys to come in and basically act tough and then give him the courage to like beat them up and they will lose on purpose. And then afterwards he gets more confidence. And so if you ever listen to the radio station afterwards, he actually sounds more confident, like they change his lines.
Nice.
And it's kind of a cool thing. What if like whatever the players decide to do, what happens if there's like a couple of thugs or anything that walk in and causes a commotion? And
what if they literally walk up to one of the players and they're like, I don't like your face. I'm going to beat it up.
Well, I'm thinking like, what happens if there are real thugs who are really supposed to like, this is all legit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when like, however the party resolves it, the brother and the sister are going to take it, or the sister is going to think it's fake, like the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they somehow roped in the thugs as part of the performance.
They just think the thugs are part of the party.
Yeah.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Sorry.
But then that still doesn't
No.
pad out on anything.
I know.
This is going to be the shortest episode yet. Come on, where's that caffeine?
I just realized it said there's gnome place like home.
That was one of the bad jokes that he wrote.
Yeah, I know. I just realized it was gnome.
Oh my God.
I didn't have the thingy open when you started reading it, so I was just listening, and you said gnome really, really close to no. Anyway, some weird and hilarious scene. I'm just thinking about the scene, one of many, from Trigun, where he looks like he's just tripping and falling over everything, but he's also beating up all the guys with guns trying to kill him.
Well, that's basically slapstick comedy.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking about.
But that's still up to the players.
I know.
That's hardly any input for us.
That's what this episode's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the players coming up with it.
Yes, but we're supposed to add to it, and we usually try to have a twist.
Okay. The twist is the Moon family's hanging out in the tavern, and they all turn right in the middle of the scene.
So you're saying the Moon family owns the Blind Ear Tavern franchise?
No, I'm just saying they're all hanging out there because the tavern serves their alcohol.
Well, yeah, they could also sell, but I thought we established that both Winter and Moon family has their own bars that sell
That's
their
true.
own stuff.
So maybe this iteration of the Blind Ear is owned by a branch of the Moon family. For those of you who haven't listened to that episode, the Winter and Moon families are opposing beer brewing families.
Listen to Qualify 3 and Love Story Quest Board version.
Yeah, those.
I love how I remember those off the top of my head.
We reference those quite often because there are brewing families, and if we need someone to run a tavern, we pick one. Oh, and the Winter family are all Minotaurs, and the Moon family are all lycanthropes. Just throwing that little history in there.
That's why I say just listen to the episodes.
Yeah, I know, but
Full context.
yes.
Okay, what if, still on the thugs idea, because I got nothing else, it has to happen in a tavern.
I mean, thugs is usually the easiest way to go.
And it's also 10 gold. It has to be simple or not hard.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if they go up to Billy and it's like, hey, you owe us money? Let's say either, okay, what happens if it's not thugs, but like a different adventuring group? It's like, hey, you owe us money. And she didn't pay them because they failed to inspire her brother.
Yeah.
And so then the party will have to do something, but then it's still up to them.
So this is just a posting on a quest board that says, we will be here at this time.
Mm-hmm.
What's to stop another party from showing up? So we could just orchestrate what the other party does.
But then we have to design it to actually have openings for the other party to do something.
They can hop in whenever they want. This is what would happen if they don't hop in.
Now I'm getting the vibe of do you remember that like one Pixar short where it's the one man band and the one man orchestra fighting for the little girl's gold coin tip?
No.
Really? You haven't seen that?
No, I'm surprised I haven't.
This little girl, real quick summary. This little girl goes up to like a wishing well and she has a single gold coin. She wants to like toss it in the wishing well kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then this like guy who's like has that one man band thing where it's like drums on the back, tied to the feet kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Bert from Mary Poppins.
And he's like trying to get her attention so that, she could tip him the gold coin.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden across the plaza is a one man orchestra. So it's all string instruments and all that stuff.
Oh.
This is a Pixar thing. So
how does that work?
I'll show it to you after this recording.
Okay.
And then they get like performing over each other kind of thing until they're really fighting for the tip, and then scares the girl and she drops it and like the coin goes into a sewer grate.
Nice.
And then she's like really upset. And then the band's like one of the violins that's like for the one man orchestra, she plays like this like nice film music. Then one guy walks by, draws a big bag of gold, and then she picks up the gold and she like holds up one gold piece and they seem interested. And then it turns into she like shifts it so it's two gold pieces, so one each. And they're like really interested. Then she tosses it over her back and lands on the very top of the fountain. And then she walks away and then cuts to like a night silhouette of both of them trying to get to that top thing so they could get the coins.
Wow.
And that's the end of the short.
Okay.
So it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
So you're saying like, just like how that kind of short is, it's the players and a random other group of adventurers just competing on skits at the same time.
Yes. Or the players can like jump in and join them if at all possible, or build off of that. Or they can
Are they
sit
willing
back.
to share the 10 gold?
Probably not. Or they can just sit back and watch the other party fail and then jump in with their idea.
Okay, so what is the skit for the non-player adventuring party?
I need a party to come up with this kind of stuff.
Do we want to pause this episode and just like start bringing audio files of our like real life D&D party?
We don't have any audio files of that.
No, I'm saying we talk to them, get an audio file, insert here.
No, it's okay.
No, that is way too much work.
Yeah, and they're not all free right now.
Probably. We're recording early today. Earlier than usual.
And one of them works night shift.
There's that too. Okay, so the NPC party. Okay, have them just do a stupid slapstick thing with banana peels.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. Maybe one of them is like...
Oh, no.
An ape.
We'll do this. There's 3 people, and you do just a... wow, I'm suddenly blanking on the name. 3 Stooges.
Ah, yes.
Just do a bunch of 3 Stooges bits.
Okay.
And then that is the NPC party.
Okay, 3 Stooges slapstick. Just watch a 3 Stooges movie and copy all of that.
Yeah. And then...
Or maybe some Charlie Chaplin.
I actually don't watch any of his bits.
I've seen snippets here and there. It's 3 Stooges-esque, but with more...
Silence
for sure, yes. More life-threatening scenarios, shall we say, and he does all of his own stunts.
Well, it's also a matter of perspective.
Yes, that too.
But, okay, we do that. We got nothing else.
I know.
This is not a good one for us.
I know, because it's completely player-driven. You can't really give, like, much of a backstory. We could try to focus on backstory, but we don't really have that much to go off of. They're at the tavern.
Okay.
We've named the tavern. We know who owns the tavern.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
I got an idea.
Finally.
The players will try to do it, right?
Yeah.
And if they try to do it, this is based off premise of like there's no second adventuring party.
Okay.
So if the players do it,
They've done the thing.
they've done like some kind of skit, and then they hear the sister like, "Oh man, that's funny. You should write about it." Like they overhear that, right? The
Right.
sister trying to push the creativity, and then you hear the brother say, "But I rather write a romance," or "I want to write a horror."
Okay.
And so then it either be like a funny, just if the players are comfortable with this, it'd be like, "Oh, I want to write a romance. I need to experience the love and like the flirtatious nature.
Okay, so at that point, it's up to the players whether or not they start flirting with each other
Or him.
yeah, just walk up to me like, hey, good looking. Completely drunken flirting.
Or he tries to flirt with one of them.
Yeah, true.
That's if your players are comfortable with that.
Or, oh, here you go. You can build him up and take him out on a date and then break up with him and break his heart.
And then he becomes an emo writer.
I was going to say he just writes songs like Taylor Swift.
I was thinking Edgar Allan Poe.
Because she's always, writing songs about being in love and dating. And then the breakup song.
You don't even listen to Taylor Swift.
No, but I know all the jokes. My niece listens to her.
I am the one who suggested Love Store Questport version.
I know she writes songs about being in love, and then she writes songs about the breakup afterwards.
But anyways, I'm not going diving deeper into this. That's like if he wants to do romance, if he like says, I want to experience like a thriller or, the life adrenaline of like being near death or something like that, then the party will have to then figure out what to do.
Well, if one of them knows how to revive somebody, they could just kill off one of their party members and then revive them.
Or kill him and revive him. That's the best way to write for it is if you experience it yourself, not just see it.
And Billy doesn't say he can't die. Like he does, they just...
What was his name again?
Hilarious. Andre.
Andre. Didn't say Andre can't die, yeah. Do you have any other like genres that we could say?
Country.
How's that a genre?
It's a genre of music.
The theme, comedy, romance.
You comedy, romance,
Horror.
Action. You're thinking movie genres. You said genre talking about music, so I said country.
Well, technically this is for like plays and musicals. That's usually themed of like...
musical comedy duo.
You know what I mean? Because that implies like a musical, meaning it's actual stage play and actual story.
Give them a Blue Man Group performance.
Or Stomp.
Ooh.
God, that's also aging us. That is really aging us.
Okay, here's the real aging thing. I remember in music class when our teacher didn't feel like teaching that day or listening to us badly play instruments. She would put, which teacher was that?
Yeah, I've seen the Stomp videos.
Would get out the big TV strapped to a cart, get out the VHS, stick it in the VCR. I remember all the fun words or acronyms and play it for us. That's what I meant by dating me.
Just Google it. I'm not going to bother explaining it.
Yeah, it's rhythmic music made with everyday objects, like playing cards.
No, I was talking about the VHS, VCR, and all. Just Google that stuff.
Oh, I was saying Google Stomp. It's good stuff.
Oh, you could find that on YouTube.
I remember being grossed out by the scene with the playing cards because part of the sounds they were making was eating apples. And it was just loud chewing, but rhythmically. So they could try to do something like that.
If you could somehow convince them, because he's a writer.
Right.
That's not he writes lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Stomp doesn't have lyrics.
No, they have shouting.
That's not lyrics. That's more musically shouting.
Yeah, I know. I tried.
I don't think we have anything else to add, do we?
No, not really. I'm not much of a musical writer myself. So I can't think of what would inspire a writer for a musical comedy duo. I just do comedy. I don't do music, and I barely do comedy at best.
I was about to say, I don't do comedy.
Part of what we do on here could be considered comedy. Makes me laugh.
Sure. Okay, I guess to sum it up, are we doing the whole I want to do different genres? Are we doing that route, or are we doing second adventure party route?
Honestly, whoever takes this over and adds it to their
but
campaign,
I'm about to do a recap. Which one are we saying?
Whatever one you like better. We could do both recaps.
No, this is the Pirates of the Caravan situation again. Those are two completely things. We're just going to say one.
Okay, we'll go with the different genres then, because you seem to like that one better.
It's at least a twist. That's all I'm saying for that one. That's why I brought it up.
All right.
Okay, so the recap is the party sees a quest board posting about inspiring a head writer for a musical comedy duo.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Blind Ear Tavern and do a little skit to try to inspire him to write musicals or comedy.
And don't get caught.
And act like it's, natural
to
inspire him. When the players get there, they will see, it'll be at a specific time in the tavern. Later, like sundown or roughly, all that stuff. players could decide to, they don't do or don't, it doesn't matter. No one else is going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
If they do something and all that stuff, it's either depending on if they roll. If they roll well enough, I would say just give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't roll well enough, then they could hear the brother saying, but I rather hear the sister try to convince the brothers like, hey, that was funny. You should write something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the brother is saying, but I'm burnt out on comedy. I want to write romance musicals or musical horror or anything like that. And so then that encourages the players to then figure out how to either to earn their 10 gold
Mm-hmm.
or try to convince them back to doing comedy.
Right.
And that is all up to the players.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like down the line, then they'll get it, whatever they inspire him to do, they'll find a musical performance or they come across a musical performance based off that actions.
Yeah.
Just as a small like, hey,
You did this.
yeah, makes the world feel like it's still going while you're playing.
I just imagine them coming across a play with characters obviously dressed up as them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the play in, which Thor movie was it where he had all the actors playing them?
Oh, that was in
The second one?
that was the third one.
Third one?
Yeah,
Okay. That was funny.
because I never saw the second Thor.
Isn't that the Dark World one?
Yeah,
That's got like my favorite line in it though.
it's widely considered not good.
I know, but it's got a really good line.
Good for it.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I like that line.
But the third one has, he's a friend from work.
Oh, that one is a good line too. But in the second one, Loki shows them this portal to get out, and everyone else is like, this isn't going to work. You're going to kill us all. And then they get through the portal, and it's like, ta-da. But it's just like a long shot of them coming out of the portal, and you just hear Loki's voice.
Mm.
It cracked me up the first time I heard it. Because it was just, it's so, it's not like, ta-da. No, it's just, ta-da. I did the thing that I said I would.
By the way, I also was thinking, since recently we did a episode where we say discount Avatar
Oh, yeah,
characters,
yeah.
where it's slightly off,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like, oh, cool cosplay. The scar's on the wrong side of the face.
Exactly.
That kind of level to the party.
Yes.
When it's obviously about them.
And like, if any of them have gotten any cool new items by then, you know, someone can be like, oh, hey, really good outfit, except that's the wrong accessory.
That's the wrong sword.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's all we got.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize for this one. It's not, I would say not the best, but
It's not the best for our format of what we do. This kind of thing is solely dependent on the party. It's giving them a jumping off point and letting them completely make up the quest themselves.
yeah, this post is very much good for any DM that's like last minute, just like put in a random thing.
Yeah.
Because that requires very little work on the DM side.
Mm-hmm. It's all party. Like they get to do everything. You're just sitting back and letting them spin the story.
Yeah, that's the no prep sessions.
Also, I just stuttered like
Porky
Porky
Pig,
Pig.
yes. I wasn't going to say anything, but yes.
I did it. It was great. It was completely natural too.
But okay. Well, we have two social medias. One is on Twitter at QuestBoardPod. The other one is YouTube. You could go to youtube.com/QuestBoard-pod. Let us know if you actually put this in your party, if you got to flirt with them,
Ooh, yes.
or how did they convey horror.
I want to hear about like what slapstick thing happened. I want to know.
All the
'Cause
failures
when you get a party together, they come up with the weirdest things.
for solutions. Yes.
Oh, yes.
So let us know by tweeting at us or saying something in the comment section. And if you have a job posting of your own that's hopefully more better for our format than this one,
Yes, please.
a little bit more open-ended, it's easier for us. You could send them to us on either platforms. And with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing.